sometimes I'm really excited about life, in fact, most of the time. And sometimes I'm resisting kind of what might happen. So you may find that in yourself sometimes, where you don't really want to do what it seems like is happening next. I was walking through the Cleveland airport on my way from Syracuse to San Francisco. And I don't know if you've ever been in that airport, but they have these long moving sidewalks, people movers. And I was pulling along my carry-on luggage, and out of the side of it was a poster that a friend asked me to carry. And just as I got to the entrance of the sidewalk, it caught on the end of the entranceway. I went flying down, and the suitcase went that way. Sorry, video people. And I found myself scrambling backwards like this, trying to get back to my suitcase, because it was a long moving sidewalk. And I was kind of like, oh my God, you know, to do that in the moment. And then I thought about it later, and I thought, what a metaphor for how I feel sometimes. You know, life is moving so fast. Things are happening so quickly. And I'm not so sure I always want to go where I'm headed. So it was a funny metaphor. We live at a time of enormous pressure and just unbelievable amount of choices. Not just choices about how we can, you know, great choices about how we can style ourselves or dress ourselves or wear our hair, but choices about the gazillion brands that there are to choose from. You know, which hair product is going to make me most irresistible? It can be daunting. And then also there are choices that are really important. You know, choices about our families, choices about our relationships, choices about our careers. We have more choices now than ever anyone had in time. If you think about your grandmother's life most likely looked a lot like the ones who came before her, and the ones who came, and the people that were around her. Very similar. That's not true in our case. Our lives don't look like the ones who came before us or the people that are around us. And it can be confusing. And plus we have the added pressure of, we think we should know. We think we should know how to figure all this out. So, as Elizabeth Gilbert pointed out in a talk I heard her give, she said, when you come to a point where you're really struggling with your own self-doubt, or you're struggling with a failure, or you're struggling not knowing which choice to make, realize that we are at the very beginning of a completely unprecedented, historic social science experiment as women. We are the first ones, we are the first generation, if you think of a generation as anybody born in the last 90 years. We are the first generation in the history of mankind to have the kind of freedom, autonomy, literacy, education, access to our own economic well-being, access to our own power. We're the first ones. Pretty amazing, right? Also, so it's fantastic, but it's also confusing, because it's not like there's an abundance of strong, autonomous female role models that have come before us to show us how to solve our lives. And you know, sometimes we forget to thank the women who came before us that paved this way for us to make us be able to have this incredible opportunity that we have today. But I think we also sometimes think that the women in the 60s were the ones on the front lines. No, we're on the front lines. We're the ones who are making it up as we go along. And it can be really challenging.